Welcome to the Season 1 finale of the Food and Travel Podcast by State Street Spices. I'm your host, Andrew Rubin. I want to thank you for all the support you've given to this podcast for our first season. I'm very excited to do this last episode, which is ranking the best barbecue regions in the United States. We'll be doing the top 5 with some honorable mentions. So without further ado, let's get into it. Coming in at number 5, we have the Carolina region. The Carolinas are known for their slow-cooked meats, including a lot of smoked pork, and also are known for their special vinegary, tangy barbecue sauce, one of the most unique barbecue sauces anywhere in the country. The barbecue was inspired by German immigrants hundreds of years ago, and there's also a very known rivalry between the eastern and western parts of Carolina that do their barbecue similarly, but also have a lot of differences. Next up, at number 4, we have Texas barbecue. Texas barbecue is famous in a lot of different Texan cities, including Dallas, Houston, and Austin. However, because they have a lot of commonalities, I've decided to group them into one Texas region. They all focus all on meat, with usually not having any sauces, as they really specialize in slow-cooked meats that don't really need sauce to get that amazing flavor to it. Again, the slow-cooked meats are very well known in Texas. This includes beef brisket, pork shoulder, and different sausages. They do it all a little differently when you go to different cities in Texas. However, they have a lot of similarities, and really what makes them stand out for the competition is how slow-cooked it is, and how, again, you really don't need sauce, as the meats with the seasoning blend really do a great job of bringing out the amazing flavor, and they also have some of the most juiciest barbecue meats in the country. Now the top 3 are going to be the 3 cities that State Street Spices has barbecue blends for, because we really know that these 3 cities do such a great job with their barbecue, yet they do it all very differently. However, before we get into the top 3, I want to give some honorable mentions. This includes New Orleans, which is very well known for their barbecue, Nashville, Omaha, and Orlando. All 4 of these cities do barbecue quite well and just missed out on the top 5 for today's list. Now, without further ado, let's get into the top 3. At number 3, we have St. Louis, Missouri. St. Louis is known for their ribs and also their pork steaks, as well as having a very sweet barbecue sauce, as well as having a sweet seasoning on the barbecue items. This is why our St. Louis barbecue blend is known for brown sugary flavor. Some barbecue restaurants in St. Louis that I personally like include Sugar Fire and Salt and Smoke. I also know that barbecue restaurants like Poppy's are very famous in the city. There's really a lot of great options for barbecue throughout the metropolitan area. And with great items like the ribs and the pork steaks, there's really no going wrong. I'd highly recommend trying a barbecue sauce at one of these restaurants, as I think St. Louis has the best barbecue sauce of anywhere in the country. Now, at number 2, we have Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis is known mostly for their pork, with having items like the pulled pork to the famous pork sandwiches, which is kind of how barbecue started in Memphis with pork sandwiches. They are also known for different pork shoulders, so they really do a lot of good pork options well. However, they do some of the other barbecue items just as well. They are also known for their smoky flavor, and it's really represented in their famous seasoning blend. Memphis barbecue has arguably the most famous seasoning of any barbecue in the United States, which is why it's really important for us to do a smoky barbecue seasoning blend that really represents Memphis. Memphis is at number 2 on this list because how they have a lot of great barbecue items and are known for their very smoky seasoning. Now, at number 1, the best barbecue in the United States is found in Kansas City, Missouri. Kansas City, fun fact, is having the first barbecue museum ever in the United States, and it's being built in the spring. I'm very excited to go check it out as soon as I can. I think it will represent a lot of different regions well, so I think that's very unique to Kansas City that they're going to have that. Kansas City barbecue is known for tomato-based barbecue sauce and has a lot of famous meats, especially burnt ends, which I think is the best barbecue item you can get anywhere in the country, is Kansas City burnt ends. They're also known for other meats like the pork options. However, Kansas City also does barbecue sides well. I think they do the best at having great sides to go along with the barbecue meats. Some of their famous sides include the baked beans and the mac and cheese. I personally had a lot of different mac and cheeses with barbecue seasonings and sauces on them in Kansas City, and I think they really just do a great job at offering those sides to match the great meats. There are really two restaurants that I feel like are the best ones, not just in Kansas City, but the country. At least two restaurants are Jack Stack Barbecue and Joe's Barbecue. I feel like Joe's Barbecue gives a good identity of what Kansas City barbecue is supposed to taste like, and they really have a lot of amazing options, which is why it is probably my second favorite barbecue restaurant in the country. However, my number one would have to be Jack Stack's Barbecue. They do things a little differently, but still represent a lot of the Kansas City barbecue identity, and really has so many amazing options. I love getting the brisket and the burnt ends from Jack Stack's Barbecue. So Kansas City's at number one because there's so many great options, and there's really no going wrong with Kansas City barbecue. Thank you so much for watching the season finale of State Street Spices Food and Travel Podcast. This season has been great. It was our inaugural season, and it's really been very successful. I've been very excited to do all these rankings, especially today, getting to do a ranking with 3 cities that we represent flavors for was very unique. And I hope you really enjoyed today's episode and all of our episodes in the season. I'm excited to hopefully be back for season 2 shortly, so stay tuned on State Street Spices social media for that, and have a good rest of your day. Thank you so much for listening to our podcast. Use the code SPICE10, that's SPICE 10, at checkout on StateStreetSpices.com to get 10% off your next order. Thank you.